The sign she's waiting for you to reach out. The Stoic hub. Love is not about possession, it's about appreciation. I can die. It's Renia. There's silence, but not the kind that spells the end. She hasn't called, she hasn't texted yet. Deep down you sense she's still thinking of you. This silence doesn't necessarily mean goodbye. At times it's her way of giving you the space to act, of hoping you'll reach out without her needing to ask. But how do you discern the difference between simple distance and quiet anticipation? In this video we'll explore 11 unmistakable signs that show she's waiting for you to make the first move. These aren't just external cues, they're emotional signals, subtle calls for connection, and often reflect her internal conflict between pride and vulnerability. As a Stoic man, your approach is not about pursuing her out of desperation, it's about awareness. Understanding the signs without losing yourself in the process. It's knowing when to remain silent and when it's time to step forward and speak. Let's explore how to read these moments with clarity and grace. Number 1. Her silence isn't cold, it's calculated. Sometimes silence isn't rejection, it's a strategy, a calculated pause designed to test you. If she's gone quiet but hasn't severed ties completely, no blocks, no deleted messages, no disappearing act, she may be waiting for you to make a move. Don't mistake this silence for emotional absence. It's not about shutting you out, it's about drawing you in. Women who are truly done with you don't leave room for hope. They block, they unfriend, they erase the past. But if she's just holding back, she's testing what you'll do. When her presence fades, you're left wondering, is she done with me, or is she waiting for me to reach out? Here's where most men falter. They panic, they overthink, they let fear drive their actions. But the Stoic man doesn't. The Stoic man doesn't get swept up in that emotional storm. He doesn't chase her silence like a desperate man seeking clarity in a space that wasn't meant to reveal anything just yet. Instead, he understands that silence in all its forms is a chance for growth. He understands that it's not about winning her back or controlling the situation, but about staying true to his own values. This is where the wisdom of old Stoic principles comes into play. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic minds, once said, it's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. Your reaction in this moment isn't just about her, it's about you, it's about your iron mind staying unshaken while the world spins with confusion. Think about it, she used to send you good morning texts every day. But now they've stopped. Most men would see this as a disaster, a sign that things are falling apart. They'd fill that empty space with anxious texts trying to make something right that wasn't even broken in the first place. But the Stoic man, he notices the change. But he doesn't immediately react, he pauses, he reflects, he doesn't chase clarity where it's not freely offered. He doesn't perform for her attention, instead he uses this silence as a mirror to reflect on his own character. What does it reveal about her, and what does it reveal about him? In that moment her silence becomes his training ground. It's an opportunity to strengthen his patience, test his discipline, and hone his ability to stand still in emotional uncertainty without folding under pressure. It's about staying grounded, not reacting to every emotional shift. Because sometimes her silence isn't a goodbye, it's a chess move, and if you overreact, if you fill the silence with desperation, you've already lost the game. But if you stay calm, if you don't try to control what's not yours to control, she'll sense it, she'll feel the shift in your energy. And instead of breaking down or trying to manipulate her with messages, your unshakable calm will speak volumes. That is when your silence, your steady presence, speaks louder than any reply ever could. So if you're facing this right now, if her voice has gone quiet, don't panic, don't rush in with excuses or pressure. Watch, reflect, and stay grounded. Let her silence be her move. Your move is to remain unshaken, firm in the knowledge that you're calm. Your iron mind is a testament to your strength. Before we move on, consider this: what if the silence isn't meant to punish you, but to provoke a response, not from your emotions but from your character? The real test is not in reacting impulsively but in responding with the Stoic principles that define who you are. So let me ask you, have you ever experienced this kind of calculated silence before? How did you handle it? Share your thoughts below, or if you're in this space right now, drop a comment saying, I respond with presence, not panic. Let's keep this conversation alive. And remember, it's not about reacting, it's about becoming the man who stands tall in the face of uncertainty. Number 2. She leaves the door slightly open. Now you may be scratching your head wondering why she hasn't fully cut ties. No, she didn't unfollow you. She didn't unfriend you, and she certainly didn't block you. In fact, she's still there, lurking in the corners of your digital world, maybe even leaving a subtle like on your posts. This isn't a mistake, it's intentional, a deliberate decision on her part to leave that door just barely cracked open. But here's the thing, a Stoic man understands that just because the door is open doesn't mean he has to walk through it. It's important to grasp that this silence, this ambiguity, is not by accident, it's a tactical move. You see, when a woman truly wants nothing to do with a man, she doesn't leave the door ajar, no, she slams it shut. She erases the connection blocks you, deletes your number, and burns the bridge without a second glance. But when she leaves that door slightly open, when she keeps you on her follower list, lets you view her stories, maybe even drops an occasional like on your posts, it's not a sign of forgetfulness. Far from it, it's a quiet test, a subtle signal saying I want to be missed. But I'm not going to be the one to say it out loud at this point. A few emotions might start to stir within you. You might wonder, should I reach out? Maybe she's waiting for me to make the first move. What if this is my chance to fix things? These are the thoughts of a man driven by his emotions. But a Stoic man knows better, and here's where the ancient wisdom of Stoicism comes into play. You see, Stoic principles teach us that external circumstances, including people's mixed signals, should never shake our inner peace. The door being open is not an invitation, it's hesitation on her part. A test of your resolve. Don't confuse this with your mission. Your mission is not to decode every ambiguous move she makes. Like some emotional detective, your job as a man of strength and discipline is to stay grounded in your values. What are those values? Peace, clarity, self-respect. These are the things you must safeguard at all costs. If she truly wants to reconnect, she knows where to find you. The door doesn't need to be wide open for her to walk through it. That is the key to understanding the Stoic rules. Never chase after something that isn't clear or certain. Your worth isn't measured by whether or not she reaches out. Your worth is defined by your ability to remain composed, to stay true to your own path. Do not fall into the trap of thinking that an open door is your chance to prove yourself, to fix things, or to seek validation. That is not strength, it's insecurity masquerading as action. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in not reacting impulsively to external stimuli. You must maintain control of your emotions, not let them control you. Here's the hard truth: if you walk through that half-open door, you're not exercising strength, you're seeking approval, validation, and possibly even trying to fix something that doesn't need fixing. Stoic wisdom is about understanding that the power lies in choosing not to react. If she wants to reach out, if she wants to engage, she has the tools and the freedom to do so. But you as a Stoic man must hold firm. Remember, a woman who truly wants to reconnect won't make you guess. She'll make her intentions clear. It's important not to confuse confusion with a call for action. The door being left ajar is not a sign that you should rush in, it's a sign that she is still uncertain. But here's the twist: uncertainty is not your problem, it's hers. So what should you do in the face of this? Follow the Stoic rules. Don't chase, don't beg, don't try to fix what might not need fixing. Instead, focus on your own journey. Your life is not defined by her decisions or her mixed signals. If you want peace, clarity, and self-respect, you must stop seeking validation in places where it is not freely given. And here's the bottom line: if she wants you back, she will make it clear. If not, then your strength lies in accepting that and moving on. As an old Stoic would say, the greatest victory is in mastering oneself, not in mastering the hearts of others. In the end, the half-open door is not an invitation, it's a test, and how you handle it will define you as a man. Be the man who knows his worth, who is rooted in his values, and who doesn't chase after something that isn't meant to be. That is the true power of Stoicism. Stick with me, because this is just the beginning. We're moving forward with even more powerful tactics to leave a lasting impact on their minds. Get ready for the next move, one that deepens their connection to you in ways they can't ignore. If you are ready, comment "Let's go, let's move forward." Number 3. Her actions reveal what her words don't. In the dance of relationships, words are often empty vessels, but actions are the true language of the soul. If she's not calling, texting, or making overt moves but still shows up where you are, likes your posts, or gives you those lingering glances, these are signs you cannot ignore. She's waiting for you to reach out, and these subtle cues are an invitation in themselves. A Stoic man knows this well. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few ones. He doesn't need constant confirmation or obvious signals to act. Instead, he stays anchored in his own purpose, unwavering. He understands that the key to mastery, to victory in life, lies in observing actions over empty words. While her words may be veiled in uncertainty or pride, her actions tell you everything you need to know. She may be caught between vulnerability and hesitation, unsure of how to express herself, but her actions speak clearly, revealing her true feelings. The man who embraces Stoicism understands that he doesn't need to chase after clarity or seek out constant validation. The actions are the message. Don't waste time decoding her behavior. Instead, focus on reading it and responding with decisive action in the wisdom of Stoicism. Every situation, even one filled with ambiguity, is an opportunity to win, to live with purpose and mastery. You must recognize when to act, when to wait, and when to rise above confusion. The ancient wisdom of Stoics like Epictetus teaches that life is about self-mastery. The key to success is to maintain your own strength and composure, never allowing external forces to dictate your course. Recognize the signals, stay firm in your purpose, and rise to the challenge. Don't be distracted by uncertainty, act decisively when it's time, knowing that you control your response. Stoicism wins in the end, let that understanding guide you. Number 4. She's emotionally distant, but her eyes still reach out. When she's emotionally distant yet her eyes still reach out, it's one of those moments where you feel like you're standing at the edge of an unspoken truth. You can sense the chill in the air, the texts are few and far between, and when she does respond, her words are short, almost clipped, as if there's something keeping her from truly opening up. Maybe she doesn't initiate conversations, maybe she's not as engaged, but here's the thing. There's something in her eyes that tells a completely different story, that spark, that flicker of warmth you catch in the brief moments when your gazes meet is enough to make you pause and reconsider everything. It's subtle but unmistakable, a glance can speak volumes, revealing layers of emotion that her words or actions fail to convey. It's easy to get distracted by her distance, to feel rejected or confused by the silence. But that's the mistake most men make. You see, this emotional coldness is not a sign that she's moving away from you, but rather a test of whether you have the strength to see beyond the surface, to read between the lines, to understand that her silence is not a rejection but a challenge. You don't need to chase her words, to fight for her attention, or to try to force a conversation that isn't ready to unfold. You don't need to jump into the emotional fray, instead you must take a step back and trust the old Stoic wisdom that teaches you to observe, not react. The true measure of your connection with her isn't in the words she speaks, but in the quiet understanding you have of her gaze. A Stoic man with an iron mind doesn't chase after the fleeting gestures and the surface-level signs. Instead, he stays grounded in the principles of Stoicism, where wisdom is not about seeking validation, but about mastering inner peace and emotional resilience. Her eyes, those fleeting moments of connection, are more telling than anything she could say aloud. There's warmth there, a softness that contradicts the emotional distance you're feeling. And yet most men would miss it, caught up in the noise of missed messages and the void of silence. But not you. You understand that emotional distance is just that. Distance. It's not rejection, it's space. She's not running away from you. She's waiting, she's testing whether you have the emotional maturity and the depth to meet her halfway. To understand that connection sometimes needs room to breathe. A Stoic man knows this well. He doesn't panic when things go quiet, he doesn't frantically search for answers in her actions or texts. He doesn't let the silence confuse him, instead he remains unwavering, grounded in his principles. He reads the situation with clarity, recognizing that emotional distance is often a sign that someone is pulling back, not to escape but to gauge the strength of your own emotional foundation. If you react impulsively, you'll only drive her further away, but if you remain steady and calm, if you show patience and understanding, you'll create the emotional space she needs to feel safe and open up to you again. This is where the true power of old Stoic wisdom comes into play. You must understand that the path to emotional connection is not paved with frantic actions or desperate attempts to fill the silence. It's about knowing when to stand firm and when to let go. It's about understanding that true connection isn't about demanding attention, but about allowing space for it to naturally unfold. Don't focus on her coldness, focus on the deeper layers, the unspoken things that are waiting to be understood. Remember, a Stoic mind doesn't chase after fleeting emotions or empty gestures. It sees beyond the surface, recognizing the subtle signs that most men overlook. The warmth in her eyes is a beacon, a call to action that doesn't require words. It's not about what she says or does, it's about what you understand in the silence. The lesson hidden in the quiet space between you, and in this lesson, there is a profound truth. Emotional distance is not a wall but a bridge waiting to be crossed if you have the wisdom, the patience and the strength to meet her there. So don't act impulsively, don't chase her words or gestures. Don't let her emotional distance throw you off course. Be patient, be observant, and be emotionally grounded in the principles of Stoicism. Read her eyes, not her words. Understand that silence is not emptiness but an opportunity to connect on a deeper level. And remember, this is the essence of what it means to master your emotions, to be calm, to be unwavering, to be present, and to understand the unspoken truths that lie beneath the surface. That's how you'll build a connection that goes beyond the ordinary. That's how you'll win her heart. If you found this insight valuable, like this post, comment your thoughts, and share it with someone who could benefit from this wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep wisdom on relationships. And let's comment to remember, every action you take must come from a place of strength and authenticity. Number 5. She's pulled back, but her friends keep you in the loop. You know the situation, she's gone quiet, no texts, no calls, no immediate updates from her. Yet her friends, they seem to keep you in the loop, mentioning her in conversations, sharing little details about her life that she's not directly passing on to you. You may be thinking, is this intentional? Is this a sign of disinterest, or is there something more going on beneath the surface? Let me tell you, this isn't a mistake, it's a subtle, calculated move. She's pulling back, testing the waters and creating a little space, but don't mistake that for coldness. This isn't a rejection, it's a strategy. The key here is to recognize the indirect game she's playing. She's not ready to reach out herself, but she's still orchestrating things through her friends, keeping a thread of connection intact. Now here's the part you must understand. A Stoic man doesn't get lost in the back and forth chatter of others. He doesn't let the words of her friends or the lack of communication from her shake his foundation. Why? Because he understands this moment for what it is, a test of patience, not persistence. As an old Stoic, you know that the world around you is full of noise. People will say things, and they may try to pull you into emotional turmoil, but you have control over how you respond. Stoic principles teach us that we must distinguish between what we can control and what we can't. You can't control her behavior, but you can control your reaction to it, so don't be swept away by the moment. Don't overthink, don't panic, instead observe, recognize the situation as a reflection of her vulnerability, not a challenge to your determination. This subtle game is more than a power play. It's about her measuring whether you'll pay attention, whether you'll notice the small clues, and whether you'll remain grounded in your purpose. The absence of direct communication doesn't mean she's gone silent forever. It's simply a momentary pause to observe what you'll do next. If she truly wanted to keep you at arm's length, she would have asked her friends to follow suit and stop mentioning her altogether, but that's not what's happening. Her presence is still being felt, albeit indirectly. The indirectness is her way of seeing how you respond. As a man who embodies Stoic rules, you must know that this is not the time for impulsive actions or emotional outbursts. It's a test of your emotional resilience. You must hold steady, let your actions be guided by wisdom, not by frustration or impatience. Be calm, be composed. This situation calls for the strength of character that the old Stoics prized, the ability to navigate uncertainty with grace. Now you may wonder, what is she really testing here? The answer lies in understanding that vulnerability often wears a mask of distance. She's pulling back, but she's not closing the door completely. Instead, she's measuring your patience, your ability to recognize when to act and when to let things unfold naturally. This moment, though subtle, is an invitation for you to show your strength, the strength to wait, to observe, and to trust in your own calmness. So be aware, be sharp, and be patient. This isn't a game of manipulation. This is her way of figuring out if you're really the kind of man who understands depth and can see through the surface-level distractions. Remember, a Stoic man doesn't chase after empty gestures or frantic signals. He doesn't rush into conclusions. The old Stoic principle of self-control is vital here. You must be steady enough to know that sometimes silence speaks louder than words. When she pulls back and her friends keep you in the loop, don't misinterpret it as a test of your persistence. It's a test of your patience and your understanding. This is the kind of emotional intelligence that separates the men who understand Stoic wisdom from those who are ruled by emotion. And here's the real secret: when you display that calm, unwavering patience, you show her that you understand the deeper dynamics of connection. This isn't about a battle of egos, it's about knowing when to step forward and when to remain still. The question isn't whether she'll reach out to you, but whether you'll stay grounded enough to read the signs and understand the true meaning behind her actions. So don't rush, don't chase. Let the Stoic principles guide you, and when the time is right, you'll know exactly what to do. Stay present, stay calm, and trust that the right moment will come. Number 6. She shows interest, but her pride holds her back. When it comes to understanding the signals a woman is sending, one key sign is when she shows interest, but her pride holds her back. She might give you a smile, a lingering touch, or a look that says more than words can express. Yet something stops her. Her pride stands between her feelings and the action she wants to take. It's subtle, but it's there. She may be afraid of appearing vulnerable, and so her pride acts as a shield. This isn't a weakness, it's a defense mechanism, one that keeps her from reaching out first. But let me tell you this: a Stoic man knows that pride is often a veil for something deeper, something more genuine. As Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The signs are there. Her pride might prevent her from acting, but her actions show the truth of her feelings. This is where you, as a man of Stoic wisdom, must rise to the occasion. You don't act out of impulsive desire or fear. You observe, you take the time to understand. You see her pride for what it is, nothing more than a doorway waiting to be unlocked by time, patience, and understanding. You must not rush, and remember, Stoicism teaches us to have mastery over ourselves and the situation, to never be swayed by fleeting emotions. You must act when the moment is right, when your calm Stoic approach aligns with her unspoken needs. If you try to force the issue, you'll break the door down, but if you apply the wisdom of Stoicism, you'll understand that the right key is time, respect, and the quiet power of patience. Just as Epictetus teaches us to be mindful of how we handle our emotions, you must handle her pride with the same care. The moment she feels that you understand her, she'll drop her guard. You will have unlocked the door not by force, but by using the Stoic principles of self-control, empathy, and patience. The true victory here is not in rushing to fix things but in mastering your actions and recognizing the right time to make your move. As a man who understands Stoic principles, you can win not by being quick but by being wise and deliberate. You must not react, you must respond when the time is right by mastering your actions. You show her that you're not only able to understand her signals but that you are worthy of the trust her pride was protecting. Patience and wisdom are your tools, apply them and you will have the victory of understanding and connection. This is how you will truly win, this is how you align with the wisdom of Epictetus. And how you demonstrate the stoicism that leads to real lasting success in your relationships. And if you're ready to win over your dream girl, please comment "I'm ready to conquer" so we can move on to the next part. Number 7. She texts less, but her texts are more intentional. When she starts texting you less but each message feels more deliberate, it's easy to feel uncertain. Perhaps even frustrated. The volume of her text drops and you might begin to wonder if something is wrong. But you must resist the urge to jump to conclusions. Every word she sends seems more intentional. As though each text has been carefully crafted, every phrase deliberately chosen. You can sense that there's something deeper at play. It's not that she's disinterested. It's that she's holding back, giving herself the space to process her emotions, to evaluate her feelings in this moment. A Stoic man does not panic. He doesn't feel the need to flood her with text or force a response, trying to fix something that may not need fixing. Instead, he reflects. He knows that when a woman becomes selective with her words, it's often a sign that she's seeking clarity about her own feelings. It's a subtle signal that she's figuring out where she stands, and in her silence she is not shutting you out, but rather giving herself room to think. This is where old Stoic wisdom becomes crucial. The Stoic man knows that in situations like this, emotional restraint is paramount. You must remember the iron mind of a Stoic, calm, patient, and unshaken by external circumstances. The temptation might be strong to reach out to overwhelm her with texts to fix what feels like a growing distance between you, but a man grounded in Stoic principles understands that doing so will only undermine the very thing she's trying to sort out. A Stoic man doesn't act impulsively. He sees the situation as an opportunity for reflection. Instead of over-analyzing her silence or worrying that you've done something wrong, you take it as a chance to observe, to reflect on your own emotions, and to embrace the pause. Understand this: when she pulls back, it is not necessarily a bad sign. It's just a sign that she's doing the inner work that relationships often require. She may be figuring out whether her feelings align with hers, deciding whether to move forward, or weighing how she truly feels about the relationship. In such moments, a Stoic man doesn't rush to fill the silence. His strength lies in his ability to remain calm and composed, to give her the space she needs without adding pressure. The old Stoic wisdom is clear on this. Show strength through restraint, not force. The iron mind doesn't demand answers immediately. It can sit with uncertainty without flinching. This is where the true power of Stoic principles lies. The ability to respond with patience and wisdom, not out of fear or insecurity. The Stoic man recognizes that in relationships as in life, there are natural rhythms of closeness and distance. Sometimes pulling back is part of that rhythm. It's not a sign of rejection. It's a sign of inner processing, and your ability to respect that space rather than trying to rush in and fix the moment speaks volumes about your emotional maturity. In fact, this period of restraint is often more revealing than any flood of text could be. When you step back and respect her need for space, you show a level of maturity that most men simply cannot grasp. The Stoic response is one of quiet strength. You don't need to prove anything to her. You don't need to show her that you're available or attentive all the time. What you must show her is that you can be calm and composed, that you can respect her boundaries, and that you're secure enough in yourself to give her the time she needs to figure things out. Number 8. She opens up gradually, but only in small doses. When a woman is hesitant to fully reveal herself but still offers small glimpses into her world, it's not a sign of disinterest. It's a delicate dance of vulnerability and trust. These aren't grand declarations, nor are they deep tear-filled confessions. No, they are more like little windows cracked open, offering brief, subtle peeks into her thoughts, feelings, and past. At first, these gestures might seem like nothing more than cautious steps. Maybe she's holding back, maybe not, but the reality is this: she's testing you. You may see her sharing a little bit about her day, offering small details about her emotions, or perhaps letting slip something personal. It's not an accident. She's watching, and more importantly, she's waiting to see how you'll respond. Will you handle it with respect and understanding, or will you push, rush, and force her to reveal more than she's ready for? That's the real question for the Stoic man. This situation presents a challenge that calls for patience, understanding, and restraint. It's easy to feel that urge, that temptation to fill the silence, to demand more from her, to force the conversation deeper. But be warned, to do so would be to violate the space she is so carefully creating. This space is not empty, it is rich with possibilities. The ancient Stoics knew that true strength lies not in pushing others, but in allowing things to unfold naturally at their own pace. Don't rush, don't force. Instead, embrace the process and take it step by step. The Stoic principles remind us that there's no need to force vulnerability. In fact, forcing it would be a mistake, undermining the trust that she is slowly building with you. Understand this strength comes not from pressing her for more, but from patiently waiting for the right moment. The moments between those little glimpses, those tiny openings, are just as important as the bigger moments themselves. Remember this: real connection isn't about grand gestures or fast-tracked intimacy. It's about steady small steps, it's about respecting boundaries, and above all it's about demonstrating emotional depth. The Stoic rules emphasize patience, emotional resilience, and the understanding that sometimes less is more. The small pieces she shares are not to be filled with your eager words. Instead, they are to be acknowledged with silence, understanding, and a steady presence. Every little step she takes towards opening up is in itself a victory. It's a testament to her trust in you. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. This quote from Epictetus rings especially true in this context. The challenge is not in making her open up quickly, but in being patient and emotionally resilient when she does. As a Stoic, you're not concerned with the rush of instant results. No, the Stoic man understands that the value of a relationship is built over time, and those small doses of vulnerability are the foundation on which the deeper connection will rest. As the Stoics taught, everything in life happens in its own time. Be present, don't rush the process, and allow her to open up at her own pace. The slow, steady unfurling of trust is one of the most powerful ways a woman can let you know she's waiting for you to step forward. So when she shares that small detail or offers that tiny window into her world, don't jump in with both feet. Simply be there. Let her know that you're listening, that you respect the space she is creating for herself. Your patience will speak volumes. This is the true test of a Stoic man, not how quickly you can get her to open up, but how you handle those small, quiet moments. Master the art of presence and patience. Don't make the mistake of forcing intimacy or rushing the process. Trust that the slow unfolding of vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It's a powerful, calculated signal. She's waiting for you to show her that you understand, that you can handle what she gives you, and that you respect the boundaries she's so carefully setting. In the end, your emotional wisdom, your Stoic strength will win her trust. Patience is the key to unlocking the deeper connection, and that, my friend, is how the Stoic man triumphs. Not by rushing, but by letting everything unfold as it should, naturally, at the perfect pace. Conclusion. The sign: she's waiting for you to reach out. Hub. Stoic Hub. Alright, that wraps up today's discussion on the sign she's waiting for you to reach out, with a bit of the Stoic Hub to guide the way. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to hit that like button. Share it with someone who might need to hear this, and subscribe for more content like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any feedback or want to dive deeper into the topic, feel free to share your opinions in the comments below. Your voice matters, and I'm always up for a good discussion. Remember, wisdom is all around us, and with just a bit of patience and understanding, we can navigate relationships much more effectively. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.